Vocês me pediram e eu resolvi atender, trazendo aqui então a nossa primeira aula mais longa, com mais detalhes, mais recursos para ajudar vocês a entender algo muito importante da língua. Dessa vez vamos falar em primeira mão sobre a importância de explicar como as coisas são, de saber dar as características e saber explicar quais, estão presentes em alguma coisa, em algum lugar ou em alguma pessoa, e por que que isso é tão importante? Vocês sabem que, conforme nós vamos aprendendo inglês, nós vamos desenvolvendo vocabulário, vamos aprendendo formas diferentes de nos comunicarmos, e é isso que vai dando maior confiança, maior segurança na hora da nossa fala. E é exatamente isso que eu quero para você. Então assiste essa aula até o final, que eu prometo que você vai sair dela entendendo completamente como usar os adjetivos e os advérbios para qualificar as estruturas que você usar nas frases em inglês. Vamos lá então? Vamos à aula mais completa que você já viu sobre explicando as coisas como elas são. Eu te trago aqui então diferentes formas de você usar o conhecimento que você já tem aí na sua cabeça de forma mais bagunçada, que é em relação a como explicar como as coisas são, a dar detalhes, dar características, e existem algumas formas de fazer isso em inglês. E a gente vai falar sobre elas hoje. E você deve estar pensando, mas para que eu preciso saber disso, Paula? Por que que isso é relevante na minha vida? E eu te digo, para você dar detalhes, para você tornar a sua fala mais interessante, para você explicar a forma como as coisas se dão. Isso traz algum entusiasmo na sua fala, isso deixa com que o seu discurso fique mais empolgante, as pessoas se conectam mais quando há detalhes, não é mesmo? Isso se dá em qualquer língua. E por que que o inglês seria diferente, não é? Vejamos então algumas das possibilidades que eu mencionei. Hoje falaremos especificamente sobre os adjetivos e os advérbios. Eu vou trazer então alguns exemplos, algumas diferentes possibilidades de uso e a gente vai acompanhando tudo isso in English. Are you ready? You are an intermediate level student or advanced who needs to perfect the level of English. So let's go. I'm going to help you with this. Starting with the adjectives. Then you might be thinking, how? How can I use an adjective to form a sentence? And I can tell you, you use the adjectives to tell people about the way something is. You can describe the colors, the shapes, the feelings, the way you perceive an object or someone. And when we think about the adjectives and why people use them, it's impossible to ignore the fact that they are a fundamental aspect of our speech. They're a fundamental aspect of our communication. Because if you don't have any adjective in a sentence, it's difficult to understand how you felt in relation to something. If it was positive or negative, you cannot imply meaning without the adjectives. This is why they are a fundamental part of the way we speak and the way we describe things to people. And in order to help you do so, we are going to practice together. Have a look at this picture. Yes, it's a cup of coffee. Very beautiful to see, right? It's hot and the cup is white and the saucer is also white and it's sitting on a wooden table. You see, how many adjectives am I using here? I am saying that the cup is on the wooden table. I am telling you that the coffee is hot. So it's a hot coffee. And what are other things you can say about the coffee? Let's think. I'm going to give you some suggestions. You can say something in relation to the temperature. You can also say something in relation to the taste. You can describe the coffee using many different possibilities. And some of them would be delicious, tasty, hot, and energizing. These are 4 key elements when we describe coffee, all right? And notice that all the 4 of them are adjectives. They indicate the characteristic. They indicate what you are saying, what you are implying in relation to the cup of coffee. And you might be wondering, but where can I insert the adjectives in a sentence? How can I actually use them? Because the position of the adjectives in the sentences in English is different than the position in Portuguese. Of course, it's different. Let's see. The adjectives are always before the nouns in sentences. You always place them before the noun. So this is why you say, what a delicious cup of coffee. This is a very hot cup of coffee. The 2 possibilities here, notice, delicious and hot, appear before the noun, actually before this group of words that consist of the explanation of what the thing is. It's a cup of coffee, all right? This is why it's always before, okay? There are 2 more possibilities. There are 2 more examples I can give you in relation to using adjectives to describe the coffee. Check them out. I can say, this is such a tasty coffee. Energizing coffee is awesome. That's my favorite kind. Because there is also coffee that is mild, that is not so energizing. So that's not the kind of coffee I like. I like energizing coffee. You see, energizing coffee, it's the characteristic of the coffee I'm mentioning. See? And when we notice the difference that these words make, it's fundamental to see that the coffee is simply put a liquid. It's a beverage, right? There's nothing much to it. But if you put yourself out there, if you say how you feel in relation to the cup of coffee, if you indicate your emotions in relation to the cup of coffee, the picture is completely different. This is why I encourage students to always use as many adjectives as possible to make their speech more enriching, more involving, okay? Now it's time to test your abilities. Let's see how much you could understand and how we can describe the images. I'm going to show you some of them, and you will have some time to think about the possible adjectives. Then, when you finish, I'm going to give you some options. I can say to you, what would you describe in relation to these pair of boots? Okay, let's list the important aspects we can mention in relation to them. I'm giving you some time to think. All right, time's up. Let's see. You can tell me that they are brown, they are new, they are expensive. What else can you say? They are shiny. Shiny. Yeah, they're shiny. And besides this, you can also say they're comfortable. They're a comfortable pair of boots. Now, forming sentences. I can tell you, I have a very comfortable pair of boots. They are brown boots. I think they were expensive boots, and they are shiny boots. Besides these, they are also new boots. All right, let's go to the next one then. What can you say? Aha! How would you describe this teeny tiny insect? Some time for you to think. You are pretty good at this, so you don't need much time, do you? Let's start with the colors. I can say that these is black and red ladybug. It's a small insect as well. And It's a beautiful insect. It's a lucky insect. And the leaf is very green, very shiny, right? Beautiful and soft green leaf that you can see under the ladybug, right? Okay, that was great. Now moving on to the last picture. How can you describe this? What do you see? All right, let's see what you've got. You can say that this is a thick book. It's a thick hardcover book. And the table, the table is very long. It's a long table. And it's a wooden table, and there are wooden chairs as well. The room is very big, and there is light. There is light in the room. See, this is what I mean when I talk about characteristics, when I talk about describing things. You see the power that is implicit in describing. You can paint pictures. You can show people the beauty of things when you describe. Isn't it awesome? Now it's time to move on, and it's the end of the adjectives. Well done. I think that now you can understand the idea a little bit better, right? But let's see how it would happen in a true context, in a real context, as this one. This is an extract from Chapter 2 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. And I'm going to read. And as I read, notice the adjectives. Pay attention to the words that are telling us about the characteristics of this narrative, of people or things. Let's go. Attention. The vanishing glass. It was a very sunny Saturday, and the zoo was crowded with families. The Dursleys bought Dudley and Pierce large chocolate ice creams at the entrance, and then, because the smiling lady in the van had asked Harry what he wanted before they could hurry him away, they bought him a cheap lemon ice pop. It wasn't bad either, Harry thought, licking it as they watched a gorilla scratching its head, who looked remarkably like Dudley, except that it wasn't blonde. So notice the adjectives. Let's have a look at them together. The first one is title of the chapter, the vanishing glass. Vanishing is a characteristic, the characteristic of the glass. And then the first line, sunny. What else? Crowded. Large. Chocolate. In this case, chocolate is an adjective. It's the characteristic of the ice cream. Smiling. Cheap. Lemon. Ice. Pop. Pop is not an adjective. Pop is a noun in this case, right? Bad and blonde. Well, I hope I have pointed out all the adjectives here in this excerpt and that you could follow, right? See, this was an authentic excerpt that really served the purpose of helping us see the different uses of the adjectives, right? Moving on now. And in this paragraph, it was possible to see the amount of adjectives, the number of adjectives. So we can conclude that they are actually really important because of that, specifically, because they are part of the way we speak, the way we describe things, yeah? So, to sum up, I can say that the adjectives add detail or context to the information you are sharing. For example, without them, we wouldn't know if the last movie you watched was boring or exciting, or how large or small your house is, for instance. Yeah? Let's move on now to the adverbs, shall we? The adverbs are a completely different story. They are a completely different scenario, and I will tell you why. Because the adverbs play a different role. They describe the way something happens. They talk about the manner, for instance, how it happened. So it's more related to the action. How do you describe the action itself in detail? Now let's have a look at this picture here. You can see a man studying. You can see that he is focused, that he is paying attention, right? And it's possible to describe the man using some adverbs to talk about the action he is performing. Check this out. I can say to you, for instance, that the man's attitude is very focused, that he is concentrated, right? That he is very dedicated, don't you think? Well, they would work as adjectives, but if you want to describe the action, you should do the following: absolutely, considerably, terribly, and very. These are 4 examples of adverbs you can use to describe the action you see here in the picture. And I'm going to show you how to use them. Remember, the adverbs describe the action, okay? But you might be wondering, in this sentence, where can I place the adverbs? It's a little confusing, teacher. Help me. I will, don't worry. I can show you that the adverbs are always present before groups of words, adjectives, verbs, or other adverbs. They explain the way an action happens, as if we talk about the manner it happens, the time it happens, the way it happens. Let's see some more examples to help you understand. I say to you that he is terribly focused. Be careful, the word terribly is not what you think. Remember, it's a false cognate, and terribly is similar to very much, extremely, okay? And I can also say that the man is very concentrated. Remember the words I mentioned before? Focused, concentrated, they are adjectives. They refer to the man. But terribly and very, they intensify. They talk about how the action is happening. The man is not only focused, he's terribly focused, extremely focused. Yeah, he's not only concentrated, and he's not only studying in a very concentrated manner, he's very concentrated. Do you see the difference? That's very important for you to analyze. And I can say to you, he's absolutely calm, relaxed, tranquil. And he's considerably tall. He is a considerably tall man. I am not describing here the man himself. I'm describing the action, the manner. You see, that's when the adverbs take place. Do you see the difference? Is it possible to compare the two of them? Awesome, brilliant. And it's vital to remember that the adverbs come in a very natural way. The more you speak English, the more you use adverbs. They become very easy to use in sentences. And something that you might not have noticed, in English, the incidence of adverbs is much greater than in Portuguese. We don't use as many adverbs as we do in English when we speak Portuguese. But that's something related to culture, and that's also something related to the way the language is structured. So this is just a curiosity for you to know. And testing our abilities. Let's see how we can describe this image. Oh, I will give you some time. You can pause if necessary to think about the adverbs you would use to describe this picture. Let's go. And I can say to you that the woman's boxes are considerably full. They are extremely full, right? And she is very young. The girl is very young and very beautiful and quite beautiful, don't you think? What else can you say? The LPs are tremendously colorful. They are absolutely colorful. And you are using some adverbs to describe the things you see, right? That's the purpose. And this one now, what can you say? Pause if necessary. The girl is quite happy. The girl is quite happy. And her t-shirt is very dark. Very dark. And she is terribly young and considerably happy. And the last one. Wow, what can you say about this? Yes, this pig is very big. And it's quite pink, don't you think? And very calm. It's a calm creature at this moment, don't you think? And the place is terribly filthy. Very, very dirty and dark, don't you think? See, we are already using the adverbs. Of course, that it's something you will notice. As you speak the language, you will see that it's possible to transform the words from nouns into adjectives and from adjectives into adverbs. But it takes a little practice. And of course, I can teach you this in another moment, okay? And we have come to the end of the adverbs. Awesome. I'm very happy you enjoyed it. And it's time to practice some more. We are going to use real contexts. And I'm going to show you another part of chapter 2 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Are you ready to read with me? Harry stared. Then he looked quickly around to see if anyone was watching. They weren't. He looked back at the snake and winked too. The snake jerked its head toward Uncle Vernon and Dudley, then raised its eyes to the ceiling. It gave Harry a look and said quite plainly, "I get that all the time." "I know," Harry murmured through the glass, though he wasn't sure the snake could hear him. "It must be really annoying." The snake nodded vigorously. So, tell me some of the adverbs you could identify here in this excerpt. Did you see many? Let's check. So the first one I can tell you about is quickly. So he looked quickly around to see if anyone was watching. Quickly, in a fast manner. Attention, quickly describes the manner. It's a fast manner. And another adverb I can identify here is quite. It gave Harry a look that said quite plainly. Quite is similar to very, okay? It's an intensifier. It intensifies an action. And another adverb I can find here is vigorously. The snake nodded vigorously. It's the manner, it's how the snake is nodding the head. You see, it's describing, it's setting the scene. So as you can identify the adverbs, you see the difference they make. And this is exactly my question now. Do you realize the difference the adverbs make in this paragraph? Well, like I mentioned, they set the scene, they give you the emotion, they make you feel things because they are descriptive. That's why they make a big difference, right? And just to wrap this up, I can say to you that the adverbs are words or phrases that modify or qualify an adjective, a verb, or other adverbs or a word group, expressing a relation of place, time, circumstance, manner, cause, degree. For example, like I said, gently, quite, then, and there. Okay, these are some examples. Of course, there are several others. Okay, but this is important because you can understand the idea. Once you understand the general idea of adverbs, you can use them in a better way. Yeah. And now it's time to practice some more. I'm going to show you an external link in which you can find a great worksheet to help you practice and complete the sentences using either the adjective or the adverb. Let's see. Let's go then. I strongly recommend this website, okay? It's called All Things Grammar, and I use their worksheets all the time as much as possible because they are fantastic. So that's the recommendation for you. I'm going to leave this recommendation in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out when you are looking for worksheets that will help you study, okay? So moving on. Number 1, I have 2 options, nice or nicely. My classmate is a person. Let's see. My classmate is a nice person. You are describing the way the person is. Number 2, I can speak Spanish very good or well. What are you describing here? Are you describing an action or not? That's it. I can speak Spanish very well. Adverb, very well. Number 3, Katrina took a painting class so she can paint pictures. Beautiful or beautifully? Oh yes, she can paint beautiful pictures. You're talking about the pictures. So beautiful, an adjective. Number 4, Mr. Smith looked at me when I arrived late. So angry or angrily? Pay attention to what you're describing. Is it a noun or a verb or another adverb? What are you describing here? That's it. Mr. Smith looked angrily. It's the manner, it's the way he looked at you. He looked at me angrily. That's it. Number 5, of course, I was when I got an A+ on the exam. Of course, I was happy or happily? I was happy when I got an A+ on the exam. Because you are happy, you're describing the way you felt, yeah? Number 6, the music is too loud or loudly. Please turn it down. What are you describing here? That's it, the music is too loud. Number 7, my friends all tell me that I sing bad or badly. You're describing the act of singing, so you say badly, sing badly. Yes. Number 8, the thief took the money and walked out the door. Quiet or quietly? Yes, you're describing the way he took the money. Took is a verb, take in the past. So quietly took the money. Number 9, the cat waited for the mouse to come out of the hole. Silent or silently? The cat waited silently. Because you're describing the act of waiting, okay? This is how the cat waited. Then number 10, my cousin always walks very quick or quickly. That's correct. He always walks very quickly. And if you got any interested, there are some more for you to do, and the answers are here. You can check them later. It's a fantastic worksheet, and you can access it through the link I will leave in the description of this video, okay? And this is officially the end of our super class to help you describe using adverbs and adjectives. I hope that it was useful. I hope that it could help you because I planned it with all my heart. so that you can be benefited from it. So if you really liked this kind of class, please like and subscribe to the channel because I plan on making more long videos like this one to assist you on your studies. And I hope that next time I can see you watching the videos and using the content to help you learn and develop your English skills. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.